started to swear.
Yeah, can't.
Was Peter going off because he swore?
Yeah, but yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So if it's your spirit, it's your spirit.
So basically, right, it's good. I meditated on it, and I'm saying I'm ready. Wherever I am, if I'm in the kitchen, fucking doing whatever I'm doing, wherever I am, on one wicked woman in my yard, wherever I am, the trumpet blow, I'm gone. Because I'm thinking about my new body. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Back pain. The brothers brought out that back pain and all. I'm thinking about that and coming back. If you know, I can come back anyway. And in a perfect body, I don't mind. I would be here in this kingdom with a perfect body, no problem.
Yeah.
From the Most High. So back to you, man.
You know, the scriptures say, no man that putteth his hand to the plough and looking back is fit for the kingdom. So when that trumpet blows, if you're looking back, are you fit for the kingdom? That's the question.
But you know, you kind of reminded me of what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah when the wife of Lot.
Remember Lot's wife?
Yep.
Turned into a pillar of salt.
Yeah. And I believe the apostles actually broke that down one time. They were saying that basically the Most High put a spiritual force field around Lot and his daughters and his wife, but the force field didn't cover their front. So when Lot's wife turned around,
that's heavy, bruv.
When Lot's wife turned around, she got consumed because she disobeyed the will of Lord. I was going to say something else. On the topic of being ready to leave when the trumpet blows, there's a scene from one of the Blade films. I remember this because it's a really cool line. Blade's in this scene and the guy says to him, "Are you ready to die?" And Blade says, "I was born ready, motherfucker." So that's the kind of spirit we should be in when that trumpet blows. Like, yeah, we're ready, man. We're already ready from the moment we were born.
That's right.
To heed the call of our Lord. That's it.
Yeah, but the some people hesitated, man, and that vision was from the Spirit to make people stop being in that kind of that spirit there. Be ready, just be ready, because in an hour that you don't suspect Him, not even the Yahawashi knows that day and that hour, man. Yeah.
The scriptures say the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. If you knew what hour the thief were coming, you'd be sitting up watching.
Yeah.
But the good servant is vigilant. He's going to be sitting around thinking, "Shit, man, is my Lord coming back tonight? I don't want him to come and find me sleeping, not doing what He set me up to do." So you need to be watching for those signs, and it's beautiful, man, because every day more and more prophecies are coming to pass, and actually lift your spirit, man. You should feel invigorated when you read the news and you see all these things coming to pass. You should be like, the Lord's delaying His coming, man. No, things are hastening quicker and quicker and quicker. Esau is through, the other nations are through, and we're on the rise. It's like I'm going in a bit. You can even see this, like we were talking about the Edomite woman are going to hate the Edomite man.
You can see it.
You can see it already.
Yeah.
To get with a Jake now is a cool thing.
Yeah.
Years ago, it wasn't cool to be with a so-called Negro. I mean, I could go into some of my personal testimonies of women who said to me, I'd never date a black man. They said to my face, I'd never date a black man. I'd never date a black man. But then they turn around and say, I'll do things with a black man, but I wouldn't date one. As if you're on some sort of low level. They don't want to take you home to her parents.
Well, the thing can't, because what it is, right, is that because Tariq Nasheed, he brings out certain things, he goes into certain things, and he was saying that it's when the young girl gets with a black man, sometimes it's to spite their family. It's a rebellious act, right? And they can't bring them home to the parent, so they will get with a black man even today. But it's sometimes it's the your users that get out of jail card, like to say, I want to just get at my parents. Oh, don't you never bring a black man in my ass. And then bam, they're fed up with their family, they're fed up with what they had being treated, they want to rebel. And that's Prince Harry, and it's the same thing with Prince Harry, because of his mother, Lady Diana. And it's the same thing with Lady Diana with Prince Charles. And she was spying the family, going with that Arab guy, Alfred Sayed, whatever his name is. Yeah.
The son of Muhammad Al-Fayed, who owned Harrods.
Because there's a movie out called The Crown. I ain't watched it, I ain't got the patience to watch it, but people have, breakdowns. It shows all the rebellion that went on with Lady Diana, and how she felt trapped in the palace. So that was a get out of jail card and a spy to the family, bringing that peasant to the royal family and messing up the bloodline. It goes deep anyway. But so they will get with you. They will get with you, and I got all my family was into them. But sometimes it's just they want to use you as a tool to rebel against their parents. All you are is a tool in this kingdom, man.
And also you've got to remember, sometimes these people say, but I'm not racist. I've got a black boyfriend. You know, they use that as a sort of cloak of maliciousness, so to speak.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You know, and they're really just using Jake as a stick. So I've got to say this thing, man.
No, it's a fact. That's
a young buck. We were young bucks. Lord willing, I wasn't a young buck back in my lives. I hope I weren't, but I might have been a young buck. You know what I mean? Go on.
I was going to say, you got to be thankful that the Lord High, you got to be thankful that the Most High has blocked certain things from your memory about your past lives, because if you knew what Esau was doing to you in the past,
you go crazy.
You probably go on a killing spree or some shit like that. If you really knew the things that you'd endured in your previous captivities. I mean, in my case, I've had visions of some certain things that the Lord has opened me up to, and that is what made me really hate Esau.
Right, yeah.
When I saw the conditions I was in, and knowing how much of a trap he set for our people, to keep us imprisoned in this lower state. If Esau had his way, we'd never be out of this captivity, never. And that's why it's beautiful that we've got the grace of the salvation of Yahawashi.
Yeah.
And this is what it's all about. We've talked about you know, Esau doing what he's doing, fulfilling the role of the wicked and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it really all hinges upon Yahawashi and his sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because it's through his blood that we're saved.
That's it.
And that's what really matters, man. And it's him that we owe our service to. I mean, we owe our service to Yahawah as well, but Yahawah, Yahawashi, and Yahawashi.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about this truth. A lot of brothers are in this and they're doing it because they want to receive the penny at the end of the day. They want to get the reward of being in the kingdom.
Yeah,
and that's good.
That's right. That motivates you. It does motivate you.
Yeah. But sometimes there's deeper motivation. And I'm going to speak of my own personal deeper motivation. My deeper motivation is that it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
To do this work is ultimately the right thing to do. Even if you're not of the elect, you should know in your spirit, look, man, you need to stand for something, because, you know, a man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. And if you're not willing to put your life on the line and stand up for your nation, which is what Yahawashi did, then what are you really doing on this earth? You know what I mean? The scriptures, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 states, fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. If you're not doing that, what are you really doing? If you're not doing that, your life is vain. It's just empty. You're just...
And the proof of that,
you're walking dead, like it says in Ezekiel 37.
Okay.
You know, that you just them bones with no breath. You know.
And the proof of that, just to add on to what you're saying as well, just briefly, because when you read the scriptures, who do you really see? Who do you really read about? Do you read about the regular people at the time of the prophets, or do you read about the prophets?
Yes,
you read about the prophets. So you're not reading about some singer that made it big in the world of that time, or some some sports guy, or whatever he was, whatever individual that was at the time. You're not reading about the masses of the people as to what they did, or an individual, what they did greater in that world. No, you're reading about the prophets as to what they did. And that stands for right now. So the works that we're doing right now is going to be remembered, versus to what Will Smith had probably done, versus to what Denzel Washington probably had done, and all of the likes.
And Slacky and Jay-Z.
Yeah, and Jay-Z.
They're not going to receive. They're not going to receive the kingdom of heaven.
Well, they will.
They're going to be but they're just going to be lower
class citizens.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is just to back what the brother's saying, is that their works will not be remembered. If you're not a man of the Lord, or you're not a prophet, and your name is not written in the book of life, you won't be spoken of. But the prophets will be spoken of. That's what counts.
I got a precept for what you just said. That's a beautiful, that's a good statement to make. You know, Jeremiah 29 and 11 says, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace, not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon. Let me take my time. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. And ye shall seek me and find me, when you shall search for me with all your heart, and I will be found of you, saith the Lord. And I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations, from all the places whither I have driven you, saith the Lord. And I will bring you again unto a place whence I cause you to be carried away captive, Let me say that again. And I will bring you again unto the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive, because you have said, the Lord have raised us up prophets in Babylon. Yeah, because that statement you made, man. It's we're seeking him, we're motivated to seek him, but in our spirit, the elect are motivated through righteousness.
Yes.
And we want to see this earth, we want to see righteousness dwelling.
That's
As
right.
I think the elder, he opened with that about that we're going to have righteousness in the earth. He's going to do away with this kingdom, and righteousness is going to dwell in the earth. So that's our spirit. And I know, and I'm speaking for brothers, I know I am. We want to be, active, interactive in bringing righteousness on the earth.
Yes.
So there's a whole lot that goes along with that. Yeah.
This whole earth vexes our spirit. Like the scriptures say, Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. If you're a brother in this truth, there shouldn't be a day that goes past that you shouldn't be angry that you're in this place. If you've got the scriptures say, wisdom, oppression maketh a wise man mad. I've got a precept I'd like to speak on unless you've got something. Alright, so I'd like to speak on this if I may. This is Revelations, the 5th chapter, and this is, I love these scriptures in Revelations because it gives a vision of what's going on in heaven. And it's kind of like, when you envision this stuff, you think, wow, this is what's really going down in the spiritual realm. So let me break it down. Revelation 5:1, and it says, and I saw on the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside and sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look upon. Now, it's interesting because you've got all these guys that are exalted in this world, like the elder mentioned, Will Smith and Jay-Z and Kanye West, and all these people who are exalted in this world.
Samuel Jackson, yeah.
Oh yeah. Fucking
all these people, they could not loose the seals of this book. Now, if I'm correct in breaking this down, the seals of this book is the understanding of the words of this prophecy. If the understanding of this word of this prophecy was not loosened, we wouldn't be able to stand here today breaking down this book. You know, so it says,
and who opened up them seals as well?
It was Yahawashi.
Right.
We're going to get into that. And it says, in no man in heaven or in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book or look thereon. And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saith unto me, weep not.
Bear me just a minute. Just before you read it, I've got something for you. This is Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book.
Nice.
Even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. You want to break that down, you know? You want to break this down?
Alright, knowledge is being increased in this time.
And when it says, oh Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, why did it say that at that time?
Because it wasn't for that time. It wasn't time for that prophecy to come to pass.
There you go.
That's why the Most High said, you will rest and stand in your lot at the end of days.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, so I was going into something, and you said that I was going to get back into that topic.
Yeah, I'll read it again, Daniel 12:4. But thou, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. One more question, brother, because I'm trying to sharpen you as well, see how sharp you are. When was the end?
When Yahawashi was crucified.
Yeah, this brother's learning fast.
Yeah, he's fast. Yeah.
Alright, beautiful. I'm gonna leave you to it.
I was going to touch on the point that you read there. Read that one more time, please.
I'll read that again. Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Alright, so let me just touch upon the point you were sharpening me on. You asked me when was the time of the end, and I said when Yahawashi was crucified, and how can we prove that? What were Yahawashi's final words on the cross?
It is done.
There you go. It's finished.
Come on.
You know? So to touch upon that precept again that you're reading, it said knowledge shall be increased. What do we have today? We have things like the internet.
Absolutely.
The internet never existed in the 1980s or the 1970s.
Yeah.
Or the 1960s.
There's coming up, man.
Yeah.
He's on the up.
So basically knowledge is abundant now. Before, if you wanted to know, I talk to my mum about certain stuff. My mum has always been someone who's been into, she wanted to know the history of our people and stuff. And you know, she's a God-fearing woman. And she said to me when she was a young girl, because she come over from Jamaica when she was young, she said she used to try and go to libraries and try and ask about certain books about slavery and stuff. And obviously there was a lot of Edomites working in the libraries back then, and they'd look at her and say, why do you want that book?
Right.
Why do you want it? Why are you asking about that book? She said knowledge is very hard to come by, but now you can sit in your bed on your phone and you can research stuff, man.
Yep.
Now, but the people of this world are kind of vain and stupid.
Yeah,
They'd rather watch stupid big booty Instagram women twerking rather than research, hey, you know what, man, what's going on in the world? You know, what's going on with this COVID vaccine? Why are they trying to put this in people? You know, what's Esau's agenda? Who is Esau? Who am I? Am I a black man? That's fucking stupid. Pardon me, I swear a lot because I've got this kind of spirit. But that's fucking stupid. How can you be in 2021 calling yourself a fucking black man? Black is a colour. Black is not a nation.
Still doing it, brother.
Black is not a nation, man. Are you stupid?
I got a precept, you know.
Yeah, go ahead, bring it out.
Because you make it. No, that's a good point. Because I'm from a person who come from zero. I fucking hated school, right? And he's one of the brothers there.
Hey, brother, we all came from zero, man. But it was called zero. Because when you go into graphics, right?
Yep.
The color black is 0%.
That's right.
Yeah, because he was one of the GMS brothers. I don't want to make his head any. Anyway, I can, you know, he's a brother, and he introduced me to the internet. And it's him that set me up, because I always saw the internet as for those educated people.
Oh, no.
You know, because I wasn't grew up in that era.
That's a product of your conditioning.
Yeah.
It's Esau mind.
Yeah.
For saying, but mind fucking you to make you think you're less. Esau puts it in you that you can't accomplish. You can't rise above your station. That's why I was saying to this brother, like we were chatting a bit. I was saying my whole thing was to break boundaries, man. Because if I accepted what Esau was projecting onto me when I was coming up and I was young, I would never have done half the things I would have done.
Yeah. To add what you're saying.
But I just say one more thing,
go on.
And it's because the Most High didn't give me the spirit of fear.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you're afraid of Esau, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna submit. You're gonna have all soft back and like, oh yeah, man. I'm just grinding else.
Yep.
It's like you're gone.
Yeah, that's the church. The church, as one of the elders say, it's a pussifier, not a pacifier, but pussifier. It's true. But if anybody was going to be a coon, I say this: it should have been me. Would have been me, because of my upbringing, and I was brought up around Edomites, etc. And the internet era came in around. It was around the 80s, late 80s, and that was for. Because there was this thing called the big phone, some big blasted phone. Yeah, because my mother, she was into the computers heavy. Man, the big back in the 80s, Bill Gates and all that. So anyway, it was introduced to me in 2000, a couple of years ago. Because I always saw it as for the educated people. Even in this truth, I said, are they going to only make that people only who are educated do videos? That's my mindset. But GMS and the brother, who I big him up, he introduced me that you have got it in you to do it. And brothers put certain responsibilities on me because I didn't believe I had the ability. And they put the responsibility on me, and it made me tap into my own ability. And now I'm the one doing certain things. You understand what I didn't think I could do? So to your point, right, let me bring out this precept.
Yeah, go on.
Because that precept that you brought out there.
It's a beautiful testimony you were sharing.
Proverbs 24:3 says, through wisdom is an house built. Though wisdom, am I saying it right? Through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established. And by knowledge shall the chamber be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong. Yeah, a man of knowledge increaseth strength. So those people that call themselves black, they're intellectuals. And I respect that. Don't get me wrong, I respect intellect too, but they ain't got wisdom. So wisdom is the application of knowledge. So the intellects, right, who call themselves black, Tariq Nasheed and all those Paul Light and all the black conscious community, they're coming from, they're intellectual, but the Most High didn't reveal the spirit to them. A wise man is strong, yet a man of knowledge increases. So now I know that I'm getting understanding of the intellect, the computers, and with the spirit and all that combined knowledge, you understand what I'm saying, and wisdom, and I know I'm being built up along with my little thing that I know from my experience and the herbs and thing, and it's building me up into a mighty man in the spirit.
That's a good testimony. May I say something to that? It's beautiful because what an Israelite man really needs to realize is that with patience and trust in Yahawah, you can accomplish great things. You know, Yahawah rewards people with wisdom once they become humbled. He's not going to give wisdom unto the proud, because the scriptures say wisdom will not enter unto a malicious soul.
There you go, yeah.
So when you're humble, Yahawah's going to look at you and say, you know what, I'm going to increase that, man. It might be slow, you might just learn a little bit at a time, but he's going to take you from your lowest state and he's going to gradually build you up. And I've got a precept for that. This is Romans 12:2. And it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove that which is acceptable and good, and the perfect will of the Most High. So the Most High is taking that spirit off you, because you had a spirit which was a limiting belief. Of those people are intellectuals, the internet's for them. I'm not going to get into that because I'm not really intellectual. See, that's sad. It's really sad.
It was drummed in me. It was drummed in this my generation. You know,
But you know what?
a lot of generation. You had There's always exceptions because they did well at school. But remember, I didn't do well at school. I didn't have no one.
Look at you now. Look at you now. Look at you now. Look at the position you're in now.
You know why? You know what that is?
You know what's intellectual people is cannot would could never stand in your position right now.
Can't.
Never.
You know why? But you know why? Certain things that you thought you couldn't do, then now you can do now. Why? Because now you have what the spirit of Yahawashi.
You can't beat that.
That's it.
So that's working with you.
can't
So
beat
anything you thought you couldn't do, now you can do. Because Yahawashi is dealing with you.
Can't.
If Yahawashi is dealing with you, who can be against you? He can do all things. We can do all things through Yahawashi. I'm not gonna look certain things. I had that mentality because I ain't gonna lie. I want to put too much on my business out there, but certain family members are really negative. You know, you grew up with Benjamin household.
Yes.
What's wrong, idiot boy? And you're foolish boy. That can have an effect. If you keep saying that to someone, they're gonna start to believe that and think they're nothing. You know, so that can have an effect as well. But once you come into the truth, so many things I've accomplished through the spirit of Yahawashi that I thought I couldn't do. You know, so you can do anything when Yahawashi is on your side. Forget about what
Yahawashi said it. Yahawashi, all things are possible with the Most High.
Right.
Nothing's impossible.
A lot of people, your upbringing can have a huge role in that as well. You know.
May I say something? Because this is very interesting. Brothers bringing out the testimonies of overcoming mental boundaries. I was doing a video, I think last night I was talking about this, where if you remember the film The Matrix, there's a scene where Neo bends the spoon. And I was saying that basically a lot of people watch that film on a very simplistic level. They think, oh, he just bent a spoon. That's that. But what I was saying in the video is that the spoon was actually a metaphor for things in this world. So for example, we could use Esau's laws or Esau's limiting projections of what we can accomplish. Those things represent the spoon. But once you know this truth supersedes that and you can overcome it. The spoon's no longer there, so it bends. You're no longer trapped by the mental prison that you were once in, that was put onto you by the school system.
And if I may make a comment on that as well, because we all have abilities within us that we don't see, that's hidden deep within our minds. And just like you was going into and how when you was coming up, right, you was being told that basically rich really, this world does that to so-called black men, Israelite men to be exact. Tells us that we can't do A, B, and C. And here it is, you got so much talent and skill in you that you can do quite a bit of things. But you don't see it because what the world is projected to you, as the brother was saying, basically to do that kind of to do what you really can do. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is. But in due time, if you trust and believe, as the world will have you saying, believe in yourself. Really, you got to believe in Yahawah Bashmi outside.
That's it, brother.
And then in return, the Heavenly Father will pave the way for you to believe in yourself, to do things. That's how it works.
Yes.
I got a precept.
Just
Have you got something? Bring it out.
Before I mention this, it's really pertinent to this topic. This is Luke 17:6, and it says, and the Lord Yahawashi said, if you had the faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you might sound to the sycamore tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted by the sea, and it should obey you. So basically, through faith, you can accomplish great things, man.
I got this one. In line with what you're saying, it says in James 4:6 says, but he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. So that humble thing, being willing to be taught, And I come out with that spirit out of Christianity. And you have to be careful too, because if you're humble around the wrong people, you can be exploited. So you have to, there's a balance to it.
That's true.
Because I was in that flipping, like I said, I was with certain people, and I was just so willing to get out of Christianity and go along. You understand what I'm saying? And there was a certain amount of things I had to go through to learn. But the Most High give me that grace through the Spirit, and it's a constant thing. I'm humble. Nah, yeah, I got it. Nah, you ain't got it, sus. Yeah. It's a constant thing to be humble.
Right.
Because the world's going to try and put... I remember one brother said to me, he said, you're a bit too humble. But I thought to myself, well, no, I was never told to be too humble. But yeah, you can be too humble. Because in the world, you have to have that... If you go for a job interview, and I thought about it, if you go for a job interview, can you do the job? You can't be, you can't be indecisive. You got to come over, even if you feel a little bit, you got to come over, yes, I'm the man for the job.
Yeah, that's true, because...
Go on. No, you
how are you going to teach the word? How are you going to be out on the highways and byways, but someone's asking you something, you don't have no confidence in on what you're teaching?
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't want to mention the individual's name, but that individual that was once around us, he had that same spirit.
Yeah.
Didn't know the doctrine, wasn't confident. So my whole thing was, well, how are you going to go out there and teach? How are you going to set up your own camp if you're not confident or you're not sure of what you believe in? So there's a level of confidence, but that confidence is in Yahawashi, the confidence he gives us.
Yes.
Not that pride, because pride, and this is the spirit, because I've done a lesson on pride this morning. Pride is one's opinion of oneself.
Yeah.
Your own abilities.
Yes.
That's when one becomes prideful.
Yes.
That's when one's saying, I done it all myself.
Right.
Yes.
That's why confidence is what? Being in Yahawashi, believing that Yahawashi, I can do anything through him. Yes. Not one's own. And that's where a lot of men, they get it twisted in this truth.
Because they're not balanced with it. Yeah. That's it.
On the individual speaking, I believe I know you're talking about. If I might say, the Apostle Kabbalah said there's different levels of intellect in his truth. And he was just a parrot. He learned what other men would say, but he never really understood it. Like, you say when you meet a brother, shalom. You say shalom. He might know basic precept, Revelation 13:16, that's the mark of the beast. Very basic stuff, not deep stuff, but it was surface level stuff where he could fake the funk, or thought he could fake the funk.
He did. Look, this is it. He knew certain things, but I want to say it like this: the spirit got stripped because he wasn't coming in the right way. He was shooting up. He was shooting up, and I know because he came in slightly after me, so I know. I'm like, hold on a minute, where's the basics? Just wanted to shoot straight up.
He didn't know the fundamentals.
And he didn't deal with the fundamentals. That's why I always say, the scripture says, learn of me. So, what does learn of me mean? Learn of Yahawashi. That's the first thing in this truth. Learning the basics. The milk. Who did Yahawashi come for? Why did he come for the nation of Israel? How did he look? These are important things. And off the basics, you know how many other scriptures you can get? What tribe did he come from? Hebrews 7:14. The tribe of Judah. Well, who was his father from the tribe of Judah? King David. Who was David's father? Jesse. You go into Matthew's 1, so there's so much meat on the basics.
You need a foundation. When you're building a tower, you have to, or a house, you set the foundation. That's the first thing. So if there's no foundation, you have nothing really.
And there's no, and I just want to say this too. There's no shame, because I said this to myself. If I don't know.
Yes. True.
I don't know.
Admit it. Don't
front.
That's what he was doing.
I make sure I tell people what I don't know. But you know what? When I say I don't know, I'm fucking do. You said as well. We got a lot of apps out there. We got a lot of what's the precept you brought out? The precept in Daniel 4:12 and 4. Yeah. So now we don't know, but we can find out. So there's no shame in saying you don't know. Go and fucking find out.
That's right. It's like if I'm a real man will be honest.
Yes.
A real man is not ashamed to be honest when he's wrong. Or if he doesn't know something. Because fuck's sake, man, we were born in this earth, we didn't know nothing. We have to learn.
Yeah.
It's like you're gone.
No, so he was simple.
Yeah, we were simple. And you know what the first step to becoming wise is? Understanding that you don't know anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once you admit that to yourself, then you've got an empty cup that can be filled with knowledge.
You know what? So lucky I had to cut you off. There was something I was watching, it was really deep. This has never left my mind. There was a Gadite. I don't know who was speaking, some brothers, I'm not sure if it was GMS event. It was some brothers speaking from GMS, and there was a Gadite that was going into a refining process. I think it was a homeless Gadite. And he was saying, how are you going to speak to others if you ain't been through it yourself? If you ain't been through that experience?
Yeah.
You know? There was a man that was pushing shopping cart. You seen the video? And everyone walked past him. And he says, why do you walk past? Why don't you speak to me? You know? And he says, basically he was going into, you have to be built up. What do you do with gold? You purify it. You know, all these different things he was going into. You know, the refining process. It's not just going to come overnight. So you have to go through stuff. Yeah. Part of that refining is being rebuked. Yeah. Chastisement, all types of things.
Yeah.
Precept.
And the scripture says, despise not the chastening of the Lord.
Yes.
Because the chastening of the Lord is doing something and is making you a better person. And is of the Most High. So if the Most High is chastening you, that means he's dealing with you.
Yes.
But if he's not chastening you, he's not concerned with you.
Yeah.
And the reason why we're being chastised now, it is another precept that comes to my mind as well, so that later on that we are not condemned with the world.
Yes.
May I just say one thing quickly before you bring out the precept?
Yeah, go on.
It's basically, oh shit, it just jumped out of my mind. You was talking about chastising the guy being built up.
Yeah, chastisement and just purification. Everything's for
accepting rebuke.
Yeah, if you're of the elect, you got to realize the rebuke that we get, every type of, because chastisement, it's not just rebuke. Chastisement comes in many forms.
Absolutely.
Affirmities.
Yes.
Back pain. So now, if you're in this truth, you got to think, hold on a minute. Before I was in this truth, I know I wasn't getting all these different pains in my legs.
Right.
The amount of weight I was lifting, pumping weights, I can't do that no more. Because look, if I did still pump them amount of weights, then I might get pride. Right. Say, oh, look at me, I'm so strong. So Lord, he has a way of leveling his men down. He knows. He knows what will get you prideful. Yep, strip that away from him, strip that away from him. Put that chastisement on him. I'm going to do it this day, give him a headache here, mash up his foot. You know, all that to keep you humble, leveled. It's not because individuals will look at this that are not spiritual and say, well, he must have been doing something wicked. It was not so much that, it's to keep you leveled. Because the individuals in this truth that I see that are prideful and are not getting humbled, that's going to be to their own destruction if nobody's telling them. So
like just the thing come back to me. Just a quick one. It's a good point you make, and I'm just going to say it simply like this. If you're a man in this truth, don't ever think that you've got it all together. Don't ever think that, oh, I'm in this truth, I'm good. That's it. You're not.
That's a very good way of looking at it.
Yeah, because if you were perfect, you wouldn't need to be here. The Most High would already give you a spiritual body.
Exactly.
So you're not ready yet. You're still being refined. And so long as you're here, it's an ongoing process. That's all I had to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is it backs up what you're saying. James 1:2 says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall unto diverse temptation, knowing that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have a perfect work, that ye may be perfect and enter waiting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him keep on asking God, that giveth to all men liberally, and brideth not, and it shall be given unto him." Yeah, because sometimes I do my videos and I just say, I just like the blue letter, and I go in and I say, look, fuck, you know, this is not my thing, but look, I'm gonna tackle this thing. People respect people that are honest. Yes. And the first person you got to be honest with is with yourself. And there's people, spiritual people or people with insight, they don't respect people that put on a showy display and facade. They don't respect that. Because even one of the brothers was talking about Esau as the biggest hypocrite. And that all gets exposed anyway, hypocrisy. They like a man to come straight with them. So sometimes I just say, look, I don't know, but I'm getting there slowly. We're going to fight through that. I fucked up the word, you know, whatever. So I'm coming genuine with it. But next time I do it, I'll go back and I watch the video. I say, fuck, you know, man, that was a bit of and I improve on it. Yeah. So therefore, he says that if any of you lack wisdom, let him keep on asking God that giveth to him liberally, and